The National Electrical Code, specifically Section 110.14c, addresses the compatibility and proper methods for connecting conductors. This section mandates that where aluminum conductors are used, they must be terminated in a manner that prevents oxidation and ensures a reliable electrical connection. This typically involves using a joint compound, often referred to as NOx, or an equivalent antioxidant compound specifically designed for use with aluminum conductors. The requirement stems from the inherent properties of aluminum. When aluminum is exposed to air, it forms a layer of aluminum oxide on its surface. This aluminum oxide layer is non-conductive and can significantly increase the resistance at the connection point. Increased resistance leads to heat generation, which can degrade the connection further, potentially causing overheating, arcing, and even electrical fires. Joint compounds mitigate this issue in several ways. Firstly, they create an airtight seal around the connection, preventing oxygen from reaching the aluminum surface and thus inhibiting the formation of aluminum oxide. Secondly, these compounds contain conductive particles, often zinc, that penetrate the existing oxide layer and establish a better electrical contact between the conductor and the terminal. Thirdly, the compound fills any microscopic voids or imperfections in the contact surfaces, increasing the contact area and reducing the current density at any given point. When making an aluminum conductor connection, firstly ensure the surfaces of both the aluminum conductor and the terminal are clean and free from any debris or corrosion. A wire brush specifically designed for aluminum can be used to achieve this. Secondly, apply a liberal amount of the joint compound to the aluminum conductor, ensuring it covers the entire surface that will come into contact with the terminal. Thirdly, insert the conductor into the terminal and tighten the connection to the torque specifications provided by the manufacturer of the terminal or equipment. This is crucial, as under-tightening can lead to a loose connection and overheating, while over-tightening can damage the conductor or terminal. Fourthly, after tightening, inspect the connection to ensure that the joint compound is visible around the edges of the connection, indicating that a sufficient amount was used. If necessary, apply additional compound to fully seal the connection. The National Electrical Code emphasizes the importance of using connectors and terminals that are specifically listed and labeled for use with aluminum conductors. These connectors are designed to accommodate the expansion and contraction rates of aluminum, which differ from those of copper, and to provide a secure and reliable connection over time. It is vital to verify that the connectors being used are ALCU rated, meaning they are suitable for use with both aluminum and copper conductors. Using connectors that are not rated for aluminum can lead to corrosion, loosening of the connection, and ultimately, failure. When working with electrical systems, always adhere to the safety guidelines outlined in the National Electrical Code and other relevant standards. Always to energize the circuit before making any connections and use appropriate personal protective equipment such as gloves and safety glasses. If unsure about any aspect of the electrical work, consult a qualified electrician. The National Electrical Code Section 110.14 covers terminal compatibility. It stipulates that connection of conductors to terminal parts must ensure a good electrical connection without damaging the conductors. Because dissimilar metals can cause corrosion, terminals and splicing connectors must be suitable for the materials of the conductors. The 2023 National Electrical Code Section 110.14b covers splicing. Conductors must be spliced or joined with splicing connectors suitable for the use. The splicing connectors must be listed. Section 110.14d covers insulating aluminum or copper-clad aluminum conductors. Aluminum or copper-clad aluminum conductors must be insulated with approved materials.